Hey there, ladies, gentlemen, everybody. How's everyone doing today? So today I'm going to be showing you how to use a jigsaw and how to get a cute bunny cut out with using a jigsaw. So this is the template that I'm going to be cutting with you ladies today. I did provide a free PDF blog poster for y'all. It should be in the post below this live. It's in the comments. Y'all, you can get the same bunny here. Come back, watch this tutorial if you've never used a jigsaw, and you will know exactly how to cut out this cute bunny. And some exciting news is that I'm going to be showing you probably about 4 to 5 different ways that you can paint this bunny throughout this week, or throughout the 25th through the 1st. So if you have not heard, my Inside Scoop is open for new members. I'm super excited. And if you're new here, welcome to my cutting room / sweet potato room. This is where I was going to start cutting, and my husband decides that he's going to also put his sweet potatoes in here. So, oh goodness, y'all, it's so full. Hey, Miss Deidre. Hey, Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Grace. Thank you so much, Miss Donna, for sprinkling. I appreciate that so very much. I know more about the Inside Scoop. You want to hear more about the Inside Scoop, Deidre? So, I'm going to start that. I'm going to tell you the tools that I'm going to be using. And then we can, I'm going to cut this bunny, and then I can answer any questions about the Inside Scoop. And I just realized I'm seeing comments, y'all. I normally don't see comments with my daughter's phone. Hey, Miss Brenda. Hey, Miss Lisa. And then I will answer all the questions that you may have about joining the Inside Scoop and what all comes when you join the Inside Scoop. And all the good stuff about the Inside Scoop, ladies. So, if you have never watched me before, and if you have, then you know I love the DeWalt Jigsaw. DeWalt Jigsaw is just... when I started using this thing, y'all, I fell in love with it. I started out with a little cheap Walmart jigsaw, and it did the job. It really did. But then when I got this macho thing, this big boy, it just amazed me. So I fell in love with this, and I haven't tried any other jigsaw since I found this one. It's usually a bright yellow, y'all, but this one's this is probably a good 2 years old, so it's been used and abused, I promise you. So with this jigsaw, and if you're cutting door hangers, you're going to want to make sure that you have the right blades. With your blades, I normally use the Bosch, and it's got the 20 TPI. If you're wondering what the heck TPI means, that means teeth per inch. And I did not know that when I first started. I didn't know that for a while. But with your blades, you're going to make sure that when you buy your blades, it's going to say for wood, for scroll. And it's going to have wood on the, it's going to have scroll / wood. You want to make sure that it's wood. And I also highly recommend getting the T-shaped blades. And what that means is the actual shape of the blade. Let me grab my box of them. So I ordered these blades from Amazon. They're not the Bosch, but it was a really good deal. These are I think 50 came in with this pack. And comes in this little sweet little container here. And they were only I think 19 bucks or maybe 25. But when I say T-shake is what's going to be the shape of the top of your blade here. So there's a T-shake and then there's a U-shake. With the U-shake blade, you're going to have a scoop down on the tip of this blade. Kind of looks like a U. That is the type of blade that I do not recommend. I find that the T-shakes blade, the blades with the T-shakes, the teeth on them, they're not just side by side. They're stacked, one behind another, going down the blade. And I think that's the reason why I find that these actually make smoother cuts. Now, I've had several people ask me, and they would send me pictures of their wood, and, when they're cut it, they have a lot of splinters. And y'all, I wish I could say that if you buy these blades and you get this jigsaw, you're not going to see splinters. The truth is you're going to have splinters. I hate the sanding process. I really hate sanding. But when you're cutting wood and stuff, and especially if you're cutting against the wood grain, we're going to have splinters, ladies. It's just all part of the fun. So, sometimes you can buy, more expensive wood, and that helps with, desplintering. One of my favorite woods is birch. I just find that it cuts the smoothest. But I actually don't use birch because it is on more the pricey side of it. I think birch is around $28 a sheet for a 4x8 sheet. So what I do use is what they call tri-ply. And it's very similar to the Revolution plywood. You love the sanding, Miss Donna? See, now I think the sanding is my least favorite. But the wood I'm going to be using today is called tri-ply, and I get it from Home Depot. You cannot find the Revolution plywood at Home Depot. You have to go to Lowe's to get the Revolution plywood. And you can't find the tri-ply at Lowe's. You have to go to Home Depot to get it. Hey, Tammy. And I've never found birch, the 1/4-inch birch at Lowe's in the 4x8 sheets. I've always had to get that from Home Depot as well. So my suggestion is y'all, if you're new to it, or even if you've been cutting for a long, long time, just experiment with it. Buy one sheet at a time. Try it out, and if you did not like it, then try another sheet. I think it's really just all, with the company that our Home Depots and our Lowe's and stuff, they get their wood from. Which even sometimes with my Home Depot, I'll go get some tri-ply and it cuts so smooth. I really can't tell the difference between the tri-ply and the birch. Then the next time they get a new batch of wood, and it's terrible. It drives me completely crazy. So I think it's just the suppliers that they get it from. But play with different types of wood until you find the one that you really like and the one that fits your budget. But with those blades, y'all, I highly recommend getting 20 TPI scroll wood cut blades in the T-shank. So we're going to get started, and then if you have any questions afterwards about the inside scoop, drop them down in the comments, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to check them out. But tonight I'm going to be live at 6 o'clock, and we're going to paint this little bunny. So I'm going to be showing you how to get this one cut out. So if you do want to cut it out, you can grab the free PDF in the comment in my post below. Keep on hearing something. I think there's some rats in here eating the sweet potatoes, y'all. And then you can cut it out today. Then join me back on here at 6 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, and you can paint along with me. Sorry, y'all, if I sound funny. I'm going to get me a taste of my Mountain Dew. I really should be drinking some water. Now the chicken's trying to come in the door. Alrighty. I want to know, though, who has ever cut out a door hanger? If you've ever cut a door hanger, I want you to comment below, me, or I have, or never, or first time. Let me know your experience with using a jigsaw. How did you like it? And how did it make you feel once you actually cut your door hanger out yourself? All right, so if you've never you're brand spanking new to the door hanger world, and you hear me throwing that word out, template, PDF, grab it. What I'm telling you to go get is this right here. This is a template. This is what you're going to use to get your actual shape of your door hanger and what you're going to use to trace it onto your wood. These are amazing. These are life-changing things for door hanger makers, y'all. So what you're going to do is when you get that template, you're going to print it out. It's going to come out in sheets. And what you're going to do, you're going to piece it together just like you would a puzzle. I know we've all did puzzles when we were kids, so I know you will be able to piece this little template out. Then the way I like to do it is I actually cut it out and use it as my template. Once you piece it together, you're going to tape it together because you don't want to cut it out, then the pieces just fall apart. So once you print it out, piece it together, tape it, then cut your design out, your shape out. You do signs, Miss Carla? All right, so then what I do I don't normally trace mine with chalk, but I did trace this with a pencil. That's normally what I use, is just a pencil. But for y'all to be able to see it better, I did trace it out with chalk as well. So what you do is you put that template down on your wood, and you're going to trace that shape out. I mean, how stinking amazing is that, y'all? It makes it so easy. You don't even have to worry about knowing how to draw. You just trace it out, and you have your template down, and now it's ready for you to do your thing with the jigsaw. And I'm going to show you how simple it is to use a jigsaw. A lot of people is intimidated by using a jigsaw because it's a blade, y'all. That thing could cut your finger off. But I was that person as well. And I overcame that fear. And once I picked that jigsaw up, y'all, and I started cutting myself, it was just like, it was so empowering. Like, it gave me the confidence that I needed and to, like, just do my thing. And the more I did it, the more comfortable I got, and the more, you know, things I started challenging myself with. Everything that you see on my page, you can go through my pictures. I've done like the circle initials with the actual name in there. Yeah, I cut all that out with a jigsaw. So always try to challenge yourself too, to try a little bit more difficult things once you get used to it. And y'all, you're gonna fall in love with it. All right, so we're gonna get started. So the first thing I like to tell you is when you're starting with a jigsaw, you wanna make sure that your wood is on a stable surface. I use just an old patio plastic table. You can use the little sawhorses. They're always really good. I just like to have something that's a little bit more solid that my wood can like sit on, and to me it gives it more sturdiness so my wood don't bounce as much. And I do always buy the 4x8 sheets. Sometimes I have them cut down. Just depends on if I drive my car or my husband's truck. But when I buy the 4x8 sheets, you know, I have this little area here with the door hanger. Then I have all the other pieces of wood just sitting there. And when I'm able to put it on a solid table, it just gives me a lot more sturdiness. So that's what I use. And I'm sorry I'm so short-winded, y'all. I've been tested for COVID, y'all, and I tested negative, so I don't have COVID. So whatever you have at home and whatever you feel like you want to use, definitely go with that and use that. But it just helps me, and I think it just gives me a little bit more sturdiness, and I feel more comfortable with using my table. So once you have this down, you have your wood ready to go, you've got it sturdy, you've got it the way you want. You want to make sure that you're going to start in an area that you're going to be able to get your turns and stuff exactly the way you want them. So when I'm looking down here at this bunny, I'm thinking that I may want to go ahead and start with getting the top. And then, nope, I think I want to start coming this way and go ahead and getting the bottom. And once you start cutting, you're going to start figuring out, the more you cut, you're going to start figuring out exactly where your starting points is at. Sometimes you're going to say, oh, no, I should have started over there or up here. Y'all, and that's okay. I do that. We all do that. So, the more you start cutting, the more you're going to just realize that that's just the process. It's just a process from each design. So there's no right, there's no wrong way when it comes to a starting point when you start to cut your door hangers. So I'm going to scoot y'all down. Is that a regular jigsaw? Miss Carla, it is a regular jigsaw. It's made by DeWalt. Miss Wanda, this is the tri-ply. Most of the time I use the tri-ply or either not the Revolution plywood, but birch. Birch is more on the expensive side. And I have tried what they call the maple hardwood. This is a 1/4 inch, but it's not true 1/4 inch. Hey, Miss Dawn. But, Miss Dawn, you may know, it's not the true 1/4 inch. What size would you call this wood? There's a size to it, y'all, I think. But it's not true 1/4 inch. But that maple hardwood that I bought, it is true 1/4 inch. But it's a lot harder wood. Even those that's just getting started, if you can start practicing with a thicker wood. When I started out with the 1/4 inch wood. But then I started doing the 1/2 inch wood. And it was so much easier for me to cut the 1/2 inch wood versus the 1/4 inch. Because my blade doesn't zoom through that 1/2 inch the way it does with this 1/4 inch. So you can play around with different sizes and different thickness of wood and just see what works for you. So what I'm going to do is when you get started, you always want to make sure that you have your blade started before you actually touch your wood. If you put this blade completely up against your wood and then start it, you're more likely going to have a really jerk with your blade. So always get your blade started first, get it in place, get it started, then go into your wood. One thing I do want to tell you is that if you're cutting and you feel like you're having to really force that blade through your wood, your blade's probably dull. Or if you're feeling like this part of your arm is just getting a really good workout, your blade's probably dull. Go ahead and change out that blade. Sometimes you can get, are you left-handed? No, Miss Frida, I'm not. I am right-handed. I don't have my camera flipped. Hey, Miss Karen. Hey, Miss Brittany. So, what was I saying? Oh, my goodness. But anyway, so you always want to get your blade started first. And once you get started in there, I want you to let it just smoothly cut. It's going to cut through that wood. The only thing you're going to be doing, I was talking about the way when your blades gets dull. The only thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be guiding your jigsaw. You're going to guide it on your lines. You don't want to push it through and force it through your wood. That will cause really bad splintering as well. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. Would you put a link for the blades from Amazon? Miss Judy, I sure will, but if I don't, message me because I may forget. All right, so we're going to get started, y'all, and I want you to notice, I want you to pay attention to the sound, because when you start getting on at certain curves, I like to release my trigger a little bit because that slows my blade down and it gives me better control of my jigsaw while I'm making those turns. So you may be able to notice the different sounds of the blade with the speed while I'm cutting, and just see if you notice it. I'm gonna try to. I might try to zoom y'all up just a little bit. There we go. I was just looking for a board that would not bow on you. Miss Wanda, this tripod has bowed some on me. I've even had the expensive birch do the same. I think it just, I don't know what the reason is for that. Sometimes it does and sometimes it don't. So, a lot of times if I have a bigger design that's kind of solid, I found that the design will bow more when it's, the bigger it is. And a lot of times once you put paint on that top piece, it causes it to bow. But if you flip it over and you put like a base coat on the back, that does help sometimes as well. All right, so we're going to get started. Remember to get your blade started first. I'm going to start up here on his head, or on his little face here, and I'm going to go up there on his ear, and then I'm going to come to a stop. Now I'm going to come back this way and probably cut all the way down here to his first little back leg here, back foot. All right, so let's get started. I've got my jigsaw rested on my wood, but I don't have my blade started yet, and I do not have my blade touching my wood. You have a little bit of a space right here between your jigsaw and your blade. You can set that aside, that little piece there, on your wood, and then get your blade started, then push it into your wood. Before you remove your jigsaw, once you get done with one cut, make sure your blades come to a complete stop, then you pull it out. Now we're going to come back on this same cut. We're going to kind of like skim this wood back. We're not going to start exactly where we left off at. We're going to skim that wood until we get back onto our line, and then we're going to come all the way around where his first little foot here starts. I'm going to go ahead and just make that turn. Then come around this first foot, and then all the way back here to the back. All right, here we go. letting it come to a complete stop. Now I'm going to pull it out. Now, did you notice any difference with the sound of my blade? Like when I got here, I kind of lifted my fingers, kind of lifted off my trigger a little bit, just to slow my blade down so I could make that turn, and it made it a whole lot easier for me to control it while I was making that turn. All right, so here's this side of the bunny. I'm going to go ahead and get his little ears up here. What I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go ahead and cut this whole thing out. Both his little ears here. We're going to come around his body, and I'm going to stop right there at his little tail. And then I may go ahead and detach this piece from off my wood here, so I can kind of turn it around and get this side of it a whole lot easier. All right, so we're going to start up here. We're going to get his ears. Miss Bonnie, it's not as hard as you think it may be. The more you do it, the more you're going to get comfortable with using a jigsaw, and that's going to make to where you're going to realize that you're going to get faster and faster with doing your cuts. And again, you're going to get more comfortable with even doing more challenging cuts. It's just the first step is getting over that fear of actually using a power tool. So many people let that stop them because it's a power tool. We get kind of scared of those things, but a jigsaw can be your best friend, y'all. You can create some things amazing with a jigsaw. All right, we're going to come up here. We're going to get this ear. Going to get this ear, and we're going to come down his whole back here, and we're going to stop at his little bunny tail. Turn it off, and I'm going to go ahead and detach my piece here. Alrighty. So now we have this going on. We have all of our bunny besides his tail and this one back foot here. So now what I'm going to do is going to come in probably over here and just like get onto the line here for his tail. Go ahead and finish cutting this. I'm going to turn here, get on his foot, and go ahead and cut this off. But when I come here, it's going to leave this little area here with this piece of wood here. That is not going to be a problem. We're just going to come back and we're going to cut that little piece off. It's really, really simple and easy once you get to knowing that you don't have to worry about that, because you can come back and get that. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and let's get it now. So we're going to start with here, like right here on his bunny tail. We're going to come up and go ahead and cut that piece off. Then we'll come back. I'm pretty sure I've talked in here about doing the reverse and turn. And when you do that, I have a lot of different tutorials in the Inside Scoop with cutting, because each month I do a cutting tutorials for our 2 designs that we're doing. And we talk about the reverse and turn. It makes the fear of having certain turns with certain designs a lot easier. You don't have to worry about it if you know how to do it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this. I do not have my blade touching my wood. I'm going to go ahead and get it started, then go into my wood. Alright, so I cut that piece off. Now it's gave me access to be able to come back and start with his tail here. Miss Cheryl, this is the tri-ply from Home Depot. It is the 1/4 inch. Alright, so I'm going to hope that I can stay out of the... I got a big head, y'all, so I'm hoping I can keep it out of the view and don't be like all up on here. Alright, but I might not have should have cut it off like that. Because I am right-handed and I can't hardly cut with my left hand, y'all. This wood this way. I would normally probably go, I'm going to go in here and get this piece off, then come back and cut it, because if not, then y'all won't be able to see me finish this off. So I'm going to come back in this cut here, stick my blade in that cut. By doing that, I created an open that I can get back in there with my blade. And we're going to finish off that one little foot. And I'm going to try my best to meet up perfectly with this line here, but we may have to try to skim that wood and fix it if I don't. All right, so here we go. It's worked out, yes. Y'all, that don't happen all the time. So here we go. We have our cute little bunny. So remember, and I want you to know too, like, I mean, look at this here. While I'm cutting with the grain of my wood, the splinters are not hardly there at all. It's pretty smooth. But once I start cutting against my wood, that's where I'm starting to see a lot more splinters going on. Just cutting against that wood, y'all, really does affect whether or not you have a lot of splinters or not. If any way possible that you can, get your design to where your longest straighter cuts is with the grain of your wood. That's going to help you eliminate a lot of those splinters when you're cutting. Do I have any questions? I will be sanding this, y'all. I just use a regular little hyper tough sander from Walmart. It spins. It's got like the Velcro sandpaper with it. I absolutely love it. And what I do, I don't ever put, like, you don't sand your door hangers on the very edge. You're going to kind of like tilt it over, and you're going to like get the top surface of that bunny. And I like to go over the front of it as well, my top, and then I sand the back too. All right, do I have any questions? Y'all, them chickens is trying their best to get up in here with us. Go on. Good. My Eli bought chickens, y'all. He's got 4. We have 5, so I'm gonna hope to 1. But their food's in here. They know their food's in here, and they always try to get in here. Thank you, Miss Carla. Thank you, Miss Grace. Oh, Regina, thank you so much. Miss Frida, I'm afraid that I would break the blade when turning. Miss Frida, that's when you've got to really know not to force it. You would break your blades every time if you forced it through your wood. You want to let that blade do the cutting. You definitely don't want to force it, and because when you force it to, you're risking breaking your blades, and you're risking tearing your wood up. And it's going to dull your blades even faster too. So you really don't want to force your jigsaw through your wood. Slow down. Don't be afraid to let off that trigger. Slow your blade down so you can have better control of it. And if you don't like to do a turn, then try to figure out a different way to cut it. I know a lot of door hangers designs, they're going to have turns. But sometimes instead of actually doing turns, you can make them into points. But the more you do turns and stuff, the more you're gonna get used to your jigsaw. Using a jigsaw for the first time, it's gonna feel so funny, y'all. You're gonna feel like that jigsaw's got control over you. But y'all, you are the one that's controlling that jigsaw. You have the option to like adjust your speed on the jigsaw. I do have mine blasting, y'all, like wide open, because I do feel like the faster your blade's going, the smoother your cuts are going to be. But you can lower your speed. Like on this particular jigsaw, The speed is, it has like a little wheel here up under on my trigger. That will adjust your speed of your blade. I mean, I have mine on, mine goes up to 7 and mine's on 7. But it's from 1 to 7. So adjust your speed and see if slowing that blade down helps you out with better control. But the more you cut, the more you practice, the more you're going to realize that, hey, I'm in control of this jigsaw. I'm the one that makes it go where I want it to go. Don't let that jigsaw control you. You got control over it. Just don't force it. Let the jigsaw do what it was supposed to do. Let it cut through that wood for you, and you just got it. Do you have somewhere to watch all your lives? Miss Carla, you can go, if once you come on the page, you will see like these little tabs at the top that says, like, community, photos, videos, and stuff like that. So you should be able to click one of those little tabs and see all of the videos on here. But I have like tons and tons, over 2 years worth of cutting tutorials in my Inside Scoop. And we go like really deep, a lot more deeper than what we just did in here. You know, with me showing them that reverse and turn and just different designs. The more different designs you're going to do, yeah, all of that's just experience. You're going to have all that, experience up under your belt, and you're going to, you're going to learn from each design that you cut, because each design's different. Each design's going to have different turns. Each design's going to have different, places to start at, and, you're just going to have to just, like I said, realize you are in control of that jigsaw. You can make it go and do the way you want it to do. It just takes practice. It takes time, just like everything, y'all. It's just going to take time, but I promise you, this old girl can use a jigsaw. Anybody can use a jigsaw, because when I first got started, I literally didn't even know what a jigsaw was. Never really seen one. Did not have no idea what it was. So, and now a jigsaw is just like, I would like to get a laser cutter. But I feel like, it would take work off of me, but I feel like I'm still faster with a jigsaw than a laser would be. And that's just the thing, is the more you do it, because I've been cutting these out for 8 years now. So, I mean, I've got a lot of years with it, with cutting using a jigsaw. And don't let the way, like, my speed or how easy it looks for me, because sometimes these, like, I have designs that's very challenging for me. But don't let that scare you. Don't think, oh, I can never do that. Because, y'all, I was there, too. I did not just wake up one morning and pick up a jigsaw and say, I'm going to cut this out. It took time. I have broke things so many times. I couldn't tell you how many times I broke designs. I have went off my lines and made it look like it was just something out of this world. I've tried to fix certain designs and wind up having to toss it because it was so uneven on this side versus this side. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to, have things that we're going to make boo-boos on. But that's the whole learning process, y'all. It's a process, and it's a process that's fun to go through if you really want to. I'm going to go through the comments real quick, and I'm going to see how everybody's doing and see if there's any questions. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. You too, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I have watched you and tried, but I have a hard time seeing my lines. I'm so used to following my lines on the scroll saw. How about with chalk? Because chalk, it shows up a lot better than just using a pencil. So how about just using chalk? Those creative chicks. Is that Gina? Gina, is that you? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go through the comments, y'all. I don't think I see any more. Miss Wanda, I normally use Bosch, but these are not Bosch blades. I will share a link with y'all. Let me see if I can pull this up on my page, because I still can't get Facebook on the Facebook app. I still have to go through Google and get Facebook, y'all. But let me see if I can come and if it will let me see this live and see if I can post a link to these. But these are not Bosch. I absolutely love Bosch blades. But it's not wanting to load in here, y'all. Miss Carla, I've never used a battery operated jigsaw, so I cannot say anything about that. When I did orders, I had so many orders. I've always just bought the cord because I didn't trust like a battery, and I'm not one that would be where I would keep it charged enough for me, so I was always scared to get a battery one. Yeah, Michelle, I used the DeWalt jigsaw. Miss Susie, do I have the saw on specific settings? I think I may have said that, probably after you commented. I have my speed on 7. I had my as fast as it could go, y'all. I have that sucker blasting. When you have the right type of blade, it's going to make it easier when you make your turns. You got to make sure it's scrolled. They do have blades that's thicker. And those are going to cause you to have a huge headache when you're trying to make turns, because it's almost impossible for you to make turns with those big blades without breaking your blade or bending your blade or totally messing up your cut. Yeah, it's not loading for me. It's like taking forever. So I will share the blades in the comments in this live. But so I'm gonna hop off of here, but let's go over to Inside Scoop really quick. So I know you're probably wondering, what do you do when you join the Inside Scoop? What do you get? What's all, involved when you join the Inside Scoop? So the Inside Scoop is a monthly membership. I do have 3 payment options that you can choose from. One's monthly, one's for 6 months, and one's for a year. The 6-month one, you do get 1 month free. The yearly, you do get 2 months free. It is on reoccurring payments, but you are able to cancel anytime you want to. You're not locked in. You can't get out. So you can join either way you want to join. Each month we get 2 different tutorials. 2 different designs. And I do a tutorial for each one of those designs. I show you how to paint it. And y'all, I'm so raw in the Inside Scoop. I jump in there and I try things that I've never done before in my life. So if you don't think that you're going to like someone that's going to experience with y'all and try new things and stuff, then I'm probably not the girl for you. Because I am all about jumping on board, hitting that live button with my ladies in there, and trying new things. Just like with our watercolor bunny this month. I've never in my life did watercolor. But I jumped live in my scoop with my ladies, and I was like, y'all, this is my first time ever. We're going to give it a try. So if you don't like someone that's willing to just go all in and try new things, then like I said, I'm probably not the girl for you. But if you're willing to help, if you're willing to learn new things and be willing to try new things with me, then I am your girl, because I'm all about learning new things and teaching y'all all that I know about door hangers, painting, crafts. We also do a craft each month. Got off there right there for a second, y'all. And we also have a live Q&A. We did last week do, when was it, y'all? It was this week. Tuesday or Wednesday, we did a girls' night in together where we all got on there. We had our adult beverages if we wanted to. And we painted together, and that was so much fun. And some of the ladies in there suggested that we continue doing that. But it's just an amazing community of ladies that is in there learning just like you. So if there's something that you feel like you would want to give a try, I would absolutely love to have you. And I will see y'all later, because I'm going to hop back on here with y'all at 6 o'clock tonight to paint this bunny. And I hope to see y'all then. All right, thanks so much, ladies.